Okay, so Siman Ayin Hey Sif Beis. This is a very important halacha regarding the woman's hair which is exposed. So says the Mechaba, Seir Shel Isha, the hair of a woman, Shedarka Lechasoso, where the derech for her is to cover it. Also Likris Konegdoi, Afilu Ishtoi. You can't say Krias Shema, you can't daven opposite a woman whose hair is exposed, even if it's one's own wife. But an unmarried lady, the minhag would be that she goes with her hair uncovered, then that would be okay. Says the Ramavu, even hair of women, where some of the hair comes sort of beyond the covering of their hair. The kolshkin say nochris, and certainly if she's wearing a shaitel, I feel darker lachasos, that would be okay. Sorry, v'huadin, and the same halachas would apply. Okay, let's see the Mishnah Berurah for further details. Says the Mishnah Berurah Sif Cotton Tess. Shel Isha. So a woman who's got her hair exposed, you can't say Krias Shema opposite that. V'seir shel ish, afilu shel erva. What about the hair of a man? Even the seir shel erva, which means pubic hair, hayotze derech neker shebigdei, which may have sort of emerged from a hole in his beged or something. Mutzer likris connected. That is allowed to read. Avalimakis nira hav erva. But if any part of the flesh is exposed, that would not be allowed. Shedarka lechasoso. A woman's the derech would be to cover her hair. Even if the minhag is just to do it outside, not at home, even if at home, if her hair is uncovered, a man shouldn't. Even if part of it is uncovered, you're not allowed to say Krias Shema opposite that. How much is ktsas? Right? So this is the famous Moshe says tefach. If it's pachas mitefach, then it's actually okay. And others argue. He's in footnote 22. He brings different opinions about that. But Moshe says up to a tefach would be okay. The da'oid, da'afilim derech isha v'zul v'chavrusa ba'isam melech begil rosh. Even though the derech of this woman is to go out into the street with her hair uncovered, also it would still be also for you to say Krias Shema opposite her uncovered hair. Just like with regard to some of her body, her legs are exposed, that would also be also regardless of what her particular personal practice is. Because mitzad halacha she's got to cover her hair. And there is an issa Torah if she doesn't do so. If you look in 24, he says, if the majority of her hair is covered, then the Shevet Halevi Rav Vosna says, it's not Issa Torah because the majority of hair is covered, it's just a violation of Das Yehudis. But if the hair is, if none of her hair is covered, then it's an Issa Torah. How do I know that? It says Mishnah Berurah, Isha. When it comes to the Saita, the Pasuk says you expose the hair, which implies, of course, that the rest of the time it should be covered. The Mishnah is very strong, and that has always been the way of the Jewish women to cover their hair from the times of our forefathers all the way back. And therefore, a woman whose hair is uncovered, a married woman whose hair is uncovered, it's bichlal erva. And we're only coming to exclude unmarried women. They can go with their hair uncovered, or hair that comes out from underneath their hair covering. And therefore it's that would be told by minhag hamakomis about unmarried women, etc. That if the practice in some places that they even unmarried women cover their hair or whatever it may be, or everything is fully covered, then even a little bit coming out, it would be also to read Krias Shema opposite them. And if not, muta because in that situation there'd be no hirhur. Besulais. So we said that Besulais, the Ramah said, the din haseres shel noshim rishim laseis mechutz v'cholshkin. Where are we? The Besulais is going on the Mechaba. Sorry. Av Besulais shedarken leilech peruas harosh tzmuta. So to say Krias Shema opposite a single girl with her hair exposed, that's okay. That's not a problem. Of Besulais harusais. Now, married women. Now, arusas doesn't mean engaged. Yeah, it means that she's had kiddushin, right? Asuras leilech begil rosh. they cannot, once they've had erusin, they can't go begil harosh. V'adin besulas shenivalu, a woman who's had relations, tzrichin lechasas harosh, they need to cover their hair. Mikol makom in zinsa, if in Rachon Litzlan, if a woman had a relationship, had a forbidden relationship, an affair or something, ve'ein haroitz lotzes, but if al rosha kederech hanoshim ein yechoydin lakufa, you can't force her in that situation. So if she was mezaneh, you can't force her to cover her hair. Shedarkon, we said besulas, the unmarried women who normally go out with their hair uncovered, you're allowed to say Krias Shema opposite them. Says the Mishnah Berurah, you've got new base. I'm Magen Avram Shekosov, the Loyechel Begarosh, Rak Im Sersen Klos V'Losusuros. That's dafka if their hair is braided and not fully open. Avalamach Sashekel and Magen Avram Mekilim Bezer, they are the Mekel. If they've got the same din, if non-Jewish women have got the same din of b'zulas, but tzarechiyun exactly about this situation. We are makel, of course, with that, and if it only applies to Jewish women who are married, whose hair is uncovered. Yud Gimel, Sherugilin, and even about another woman, you're allowed to read to say Krias Shema opposite them. Because if they're rogil, then there's no concern of hirur. But to focus and to try and look with intention, even the little bit of hairs which emerge from under the hair covering, one should not aim to look at that. Yudalad, this is going on the Ramah. And so too with bits of hair that come under the hair covering. Rotzolema says the Mishnah Berurah explaining that aside from the hat which she may wear on her head, she's got some sort of head covering. It's like a netting or something which she sort of wears underneath her hat. And there's a little bit of hair which come out from underneath that netting, that head covering. The Rashba is making on that. A very strong zoya, but Parshas Noso, which is the din of the parsha of the Soita. He's very strict. Not to see any hair of a married woman. That it shouldn't see any hair of a married woman. To garma it causes danger to their house. The garma bedara, it causes their children to have the bad things to happen to the children. V'sitra acheres lishros bebeisa, and evil spirits to reign in the house. For kolshkenim holchas b'shukakach, and certainly if she goes out into the street in that way. Al kain boy itzasat afilu keres beisa. This is the nusach of the Zoya and Parshas Nosai, and therefore boy itzasat afilu keres beisa lo yemun sara. Even the beams of her house should not see her hair. If she's very careful with that, then she'll have good kids, etc., mazais, etc. But no, and her children will be fantastic. And her husband will be blessed with all blessings from above and from down below. With children and grandchildren, etc. So that's the lashon of the Zohar in brief. And the Magen Avram says one should try and be in particular to fulfill the mitzvah, the wording of the Zohar. Of Yuma Issa, the famous Gemara, the Gemara in Yuma of Kimchis, that even the beams of her own house didn't see her hair exposed. And therefore, as a reward, Kanim Gedolim came from her. Seah Nochris, the hair of a non-Jewish woman, says in the Mishnah Berurah in the next sif, Kari Nochris la Seah shenechtach ve'ena dvukul b'sar. We're talking hair which has been cut from, and it's not attached to her hair. So hair which is not attached to her body, which has been cut, there's no problem of seah be'isha erva. That's not considered priyas harosh if it's not attached to her body. There are those who argue and say the and others are strict and they say there is a problem. That in a situation where in countries where they go with the pe'er nochris, with the shaitel which is exposed, even her own hair Right? She wants to make a shaitel out of her own hair, and then she attaches it to her head. You can also be makel. Of a sefer magen giborim hechne bezeh ein sham. Because of ein sham, tim ein minhag hamokim sheyelcha noshim b'pei nachris. If the minhag is that women don't go with the shaitel, bavada with this head, rather they wear a snood or a tichel or something. Bavada adim achmir bezeh mishum maras ayin. Then if everyone wears a snood and then she's got this hair, then there's a shail of maras ayin. Okay, say it. We'll leave it there.